Wow, it's pretty early in the morning right now. It's just after 6 a.m., but I had to get up at 4:45 to be here. Today we're doing a pretty difficult run, going up Gaviota Peak 3 times. And the purpose of this is to get well over 5,000 feet of climbing today, which will be one of the hardest runs I've ever done. Actually, this run is going to get me about 6,600 feet of climbing if I go up and down 3 times. So that's more climbing than I've ever done in one day. Should be a little over 18 miles. I was going to park in the Gaviota Peak trailhead parking lot right now, except that there's a $2 fee to park there, which is no big deal. But you need to fill out this little form and put it in your windshield, but I don't have a pen. And I learned the hard way from experience that if you don't pay that $2 fee, you get about a 3,800% increase parking ticket. It's about $72, I think is what it was, or $78 fine if you don't pay your $2 parking fee, which is utterly ridiculous. But I'm not taking the chance, so I'm just parked on the side right before the no parking sign starts. So we got to get out there and get started right now. It's going to be a warm day today. That's why we're getting started so early. So let's see how this goes. Let's see what happens. Let's go. So when you're doing these long climbing days, it's super important to keep pacing in mind the entire time. What I mean by that is you can't go pushing it 3 times up this mountain. You can't go pushing it on the first time up. Otherwise, you're going to be dead on the 3rd time. You probably won't make it, depending on how hard you push. So I'm taking it really easy up this first one. I'm already feeling it, which makes me question my ability to do this, but it's only one way to find out. So it's just to do it 1 foot in front of the other, as one of my ultra marathon training books says, relentless forward progress. And I think about that whenever I do these long runs. Just relentless forward progress. No matter how hard it hurts, just keep putting 1 foot in front of the other. A little forward progress is better than 0. So. So it's been a while since I've been here, and I forget how steep it is. Talked about relentless forward progress a minute ago. This is relentless uphill climb. It's hard. So I'm almost to the top. I believe I have about, a 1/3 of a mile left to go. So we're gonna keep going. Sun's about to crest over the ridge. It's going to start getting warmer. Down below, it's foggy. Up here, it's not. We're above the fog now. So we're going to be up our first climb, and then we'll have a fun downhill run. Steep downhill. It's going to be brutal on the quads, but got to get this first one done. right, we made it to the top for the first climb, only 2 more. It is almost exactly 3.25 miles to the top. So that gives you an idea of how many miles we're gonna get. But it is already getting pretty warm right now, so liquid is going to be a top priority today. And that's probably fine because right now I'm training for a race called the Slow Ultra that is at the end of October. And it's a marathon trail run near Lake Lopez on Saturday, and then a half marathon on Sunday. So it's not technically an ultra marathon, but it is going to be more mileage than I've ever done in one weekend or 2 days. So that should be good. And it might be warm those days, so it might be good to be training in some heat, although I hate it. So, but we got to keep moving. Relentless forward progress. Got to keep going down. So let's go. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. Took me just a little less than 2 hours to complete that, which is longer than I was hoping for, but we're gonna be out here for 6 hours plus because I won't get any faster, I don't think. So, but the good news is that it's pretty cool down here. It's still probably in the low 60s, upper 50s, whereas at the top it's almost 70. So, starting number 2 right now. Let's do it. All right, number 2 is down. Only 1 more to go, but I'm feeling it. The 3rd climb is going to take a while. It is warm up here, but like I said earlier, it should be cooler down below. It also helps to have that downhill where you're not climbing, so it gives you kind of a break in between the summits. So let's try to get number 3 down here. Or let's finish 2 first, and then we'll get 3 down. Let's go. So I was going to mention something about my nutrition today. Knowing it's going to be a warm day today, I brought ginger, little ginger pieces, candied ginger. That oftentimes helps the stomach from getting upset, or it helps me. Especially when I get warm, I start overheating. I've been known to, I don't know, maybe throw up a little bit after the run. So, not pleasant. The other thing on these hot days is you gotta make sure you keep taking in salt and electrolytes. Salt is an electrolyte, or sodium, but your body absorbs more water when it has electrolytes. So if you don't have any electrolytes in your nutrition, you won't be absorbing water as much, even if you're drinking it, and therefore you can get dehydrated. So I take these salt tablets called Salt Stick. They're pretty good too. They are kind of like candy. They're very citrusy, but they've got a bunch of sodium and magnesium and stuff like that, electrolytes that you need. So those 2 things are pretty important. Obviously, the actual liquid is important. I use Tailwind Nutrition. I've probably mentioned that in the past, but it's like 100 calories per scoop. I've got a 2-liter bladder with 5 scoops in there, so 2 liters of liquid, 500 calories in that liquid. So, and lots of ice too. So stay cool for a little while. So that's what I'm doing for nutrition. Obviously I've got a bar and stuff like that, some vegan jerky. So but yeah, important on these hot days, these long runs, to stay fueled properly. It also helps for recovery. So all right, we're back to the fire road now. I'm gonna start running down. All right. Well, we just had a bit of a close call. You guys have heard me talk to you about them before, but I just came around this corner and ran into a deer, and he immediately took off. But those are pretty dangerous situations. These deer, you know, they seem pretty harmless, but they're not. They're all pretty much hoodlums. I've seen them breaking into cars with Slim Jims. I've seen them, you know, drinking beer and stuff, littering in the forest. They don't have the reputation they should have. They're dangerous animals. Just stay away from them. So luckily this guy ran off, but that was a close call. Never know when you're going to get one with an attitude, or one that's already had a 6-pack of beer, you know? Let's keep going. All right, number 2 is down. Starting number 3. My legs are feeling it, but I think I could do this. I gave some directions to a couple of people about a mile back, and about a quarter mile later I realized those directions were incorrect. So I had to run back and tell them, which added some distance onto the run as well as some climbing. So a little extra there. But number 3, here we go. Let's try to take this out in an hour. Okay, things are getting hard now. I don't even think I'm halfway up my 3rd climb, and I'm slowing way down, but I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, it's a lot warmer now. Drinking a lot of water, but I think I'm almost out of my water. So I don't know. It's gonna hurt, but we've got to be at about 5,000 feet of climbing right now, so it should hurt now. I've only done over 6,000 feet, I think, twice in my life, so this will be the 3rd time, and if I make it, the most. But I'm gonna keep going. Relentless. What was it? Oh yeah. Relentless forward progress. Yeah. Right. All right. On my last stretch to the top of the 3rd summit. But I think I'm going to take a nap right now. I am so tired right now. It hit me pretty fast. I think a lot of it has to do with the heat. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm at 16 miles and 6,000 feet of climbing. Actually, almost 6,600 feet. Oh, I'm tired. Almost there. Okay, we made it to the top. There's like 100 people up there. Not literally, but probably close to 20 people at the top. So I immediately turned around and headed down because it looked like they were going to start the downhill, and I didn't want to have to try to pass them on the trail. So, and they were not running. So 3 miles to get back to the car. It's all downhill except for one little uphill piece near the end. We're gonna make it, I think. I hope. But geez, it's hot. It's warm. We're more than halfway down, and I'm slowing down a little bit because I still have to worry about the heat. My heart rate's doing okay, but the heat is still a factor when you're running downhill. So I'm trying to keep cool. I just stopped under a tree, sat on a rock for a few minutes to cool down only. I could have kept running, but got to keep that temperature down. So got to pay attention to that stuff and do that early. Don't wait till it's too late like I usually do. But yeah, gonna get this done in less than 6 hours, probably 5.5 hours, and we're gonna have I think over 19 miles. So It's gonna be a good run. I think I'm gonna make it. I think. So the cramps are starting to come now. On that last little tiny uphill, we're near the end, I got a cramp halfway up, and it was a pretty bad one, and I couldn't get rid of it because I couldn't find a way to stretch that muscle. But luckily we're almost to the end. So, but I guess that was literally like as much climbing as I could do today. So no more climbing from here on out. It's all downhill and a short piece of flat. So I think I'm gonna survive. Still pretty hot. But we'll be at the car in a minute.